everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make this heart into a flower card. It's a great way to tell someone you love them and you're thinking of them. To start, you'll need a black marker, scissors and glue, as well as something to trace in a circle. This bowl is about the size of my hand. You'll also need different paper, so I have a little bit of green for the stem, I have yellow for the inside, and then this blue paper I'm using for the card itself. You can use whatever color you want. And actually, I'm just going to get started right now and fold it into a card shape. So I just folded it in half. The other thing is you need a paper for your flower, and I have 2 sheets of it. So I'm going to start with the single sheet of white paper, and I'm going to trace my circle. Once it's traced, cut it out. Now we need to fold our paper. First thing is I'm going to fold it in half. Just make sure the sides line up as best you can. Then I'm going to open it, flip it, and lining up my fold line from the previous fold, I'm going to cut it in half again. I should have 4 quadrants. Now I'm going to fold it one more time, lining up the folds on either side. When I fold it in half again, I now have 6 sections. I'm going to open it, flip it, fold it again. And now I'm going to take those 2 folds that I did at the very end, bring them together in the middle, and fold everything in and down so that now I have a circle that folds in on itself, so you can see as I work it. The next thing I need to do is fold my little pie slice in half, and then I'm just going to cut an arch, so a curved line on one side over into the other. When I open it up, I'll have a heart. And then when I extend it and unfold the whole circle, I have lovely petals coming together to make my flower. Now, I'm going to make the middle. So I'm going to draw a circle. You could trace it, but because it's small enough, I kind of trust myself. Plus, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. Do your best. When it's cut out, you're going to glue it to the middle of your extended circle. That way, you really have a complete flower, just like that. I'm going to refold the lines, pushing down again if it comes unglued, just so that it's easy to fold and unfold. So I want to redo those lines. They should be easy. Once you get the hang of it, there you have it, my flower. The next step is to cut out your stem and leaves. I have green paper, so that's what I'm using. If you have markers or crayons but no green paper, you can always draw the stem and leaves onto the front of your card later. Now I'm going to take my second white piece of paper, folding it in half, just like I did the card. Except I want to create a little bit of a border, so I'm going to cut on 3 sides. The only side I'm not cutting is the folded side, because if I cut that, then I will have 2 separate pieces of paper. So see how that's one sheet, and I'm just using it to put on the inside of my card. So once you have that white piece of paper, you can take it and glue it, and I'm gluing one side at a time to the inside of my card to give me a nice white space to make it a little more substantial. I glued one side. Now I'm going to glue the second side separately. This will make sure it really is into that crease and you don't have a weird gap in the middle. Now it's time to begin assembling the front of my flower card. I'm going to start with the stem, or you can use markers and crayons if that's what you have. Then I'll add my leaves. And next up is the heart flower itself. So I'm only going to glue one side just around the edge. Gonna go nice and high because remember, when we open it, we'll end up taking up more of that space. So you can see here when I open it, it takes up towards the bottom. So make sure you keep that in mind. Now, my flower is done, but I'm noticing that it's really sticking up a lot. So I'm gonna create a little piece that will hold it shut. Using my yellow paper, I'm going to cut out an oval and turn it into a bee. My bee needs wings, and I noticed that this scrap of paper from before would make a really nice center fold for my wings since they are symmetrical. So I'm cutting on the fold, and when I open it up, I have my little identical wings. You can use whatever scraps of paper you have. Now, in order for it to stick and hold my flower down, but not cover it so that it can't open, I'm only adding glue to the top. And then when I glue it and press and hold, I'm being very careful to make sure I don't glue any of the flower down that I want to open. Once you've done that, you can write a little note. I'm writing "I love you" on the inside of my flower so that there's a surprise. If you want, you could decorate your flower even more. You could add designs, a pattern. It's up to you. And there you have it, a folding flower card that you can give to someone you love.